Okay, I first want to start by talking about certain things that I purposely gave you. Actually, I purposely gave you the questions in the exercise yesterday to see if you can understand it without me teaching lah. So I noticed that some of you seem to have the idea, but I think it's good for me to mention it lah. Okay, so whenever you're given a binomial distribution graph like this, okay, the most important thing is that no matter how many lines there are, okay, no matter how many lines there are, every line, the probability, when you add all the probabilities together, it must be equal to 1. Whether it is 8 lines, sorry, in this case there's 9 lines, whether it is 9 lines or 900 lines, okay, 900 probabilities, when you total all the probability kan, kesemuanya adalah mesti jumlah dengan 1. So if let's say this question is find the value of m, okay, and this is a complete binomial distribution graph, and the question say find the value of m. Okay, so what you need to do is you need to write down all the probabilities first lah. So this is 0.05, this is 0.06, this one we don't know, so we write as m. This is 0.17, ini adalah 0.20, this is 0.23, okay, this is still m, this is also m, okay, and this last one is 0.05. So we know that when we add all this together, 0.5 plus 0.6 plus m plus 0.17 plus 0.2 plus 0.3 plus m plus 0.05, the whole total must be equal to 1. Okay, can you find the value of m for me, please?
0.08.
Okay, the answer is 0.08. Okay, 0.08, 0.08, 0.08. So the whole total must be equals to 1. Okay, so you can do this for any situation as long as you understand that the total probability, this is a fact. Okay, ini adalah fakta yang kamu kena ingat, otherwise you cannot answer the question. Okay, you have to remember that no matter how many lines there are, all the total probability must be equal to 1. Okay, ini wajib. So make sure that itu sudah tersemat dalam kepala. Tersemat dalam hati pun salah lah, tapi tersemat dalam kepala lah. Okay. Now, secondly, there are few key words that we need to understand lah. Okay, and I didn't actually say this yesterday, but I gave you the questions in the textbook just to see whether you can understand. So, a few very important words. Okay, at least, at most. I'm going to say everything 4 lah. At least 4, at most 4, less than 4, more than 4. Okay, now in this case, our R values are from 0 to 8. Okay, so if I want to find the probability of at least 4, sekurang-kurangnya 4. Okay, sekurang-kurangnya 4 means 4 is included. Okay, 4 mesti termasuk. Sekurang-kurangnya 4, which means that we are looking at the probability of 4 plus the probability of 5 plus the probability of 6 plus the probability of 7 plus the probability of 8. Okay? Kenapa saya stop di 8? Why is there no 9 and no 10? Hello, look at the graph. Maximum is 8. So don't go and mengada-ngada want to find P9, P10. Memang tiada. Kalau maximum 8, 8 lah itu. Okay, so 4 until the end is what it means. Okay, at least 4. Okay, maksudnya 4 sampai habis. 4 all the way until the end. Okay, now at most 4. Okay, the probability of at most 4 means that 4 is also included. Okay, paling banyak adalah 4. Kalau paling banyak adalah 4, then you work your way backwards. You can work your way forwards also if you want, but you can work your way backwards. P4 plus P3 plus P2 plus P1 plus P0. Okay, the probability of 4 plus the probability of 3 plus the probability of 2 plus the probability of 1 plus the probability of 0. Maksudnya 4 sampai mula. From 4 until the beginning. Okay, that's what it means by at most 4. Now, less than 4, okay, the probability of less than 4, okay, is when we talk about the probability of less than 4, less than maksudnya kurang daripada 4, which means that 4 not included. 4 tidak boleh termasuk sebab kita mau kurang daripada 4. So ini adalah berbeza daripada ini ya, at least and less kan dia berbeza. Sekurang-kurangnya 4 means 4 tidak termaksud. 4 not sekurang-kurangnya, less than is kurang daripada 4. Okay, kurang daripada 4 means 4 not included. Therefore, we only want P3 plus P2 plus P1 plus P0. Okay, 4 not included. That means tidak termasuk. I don't know why I'm writing this in. Okay, tidak termasuk 4 lah. Okay, sampai mula. And in the same way, more than 4, okay, the probability of more than 4 will be also 4 not included. Okay, that means tidak termasuk 4 sampai habis. Okay, that means P5 plus P6 plus P7 plus P8. Okay, so these are very important words that we need to get used to, especially when we are answering binomial questions. Okay, at most 4, at least 4, less than 4, more than 4. Kita kena tanya sama ada nombor itu adalah termasuk atau tidak. Okay, now let's say I want you to okay, we are going to take the same values over here. Okay, we're going to take the same values over here, and I want you to give me the probability. Okay, the probability of at least 1. Okay, at least maksudnya sekurang-kurangnya. Sekurang-kurangnya maksudnya 1 itu termasuk. Okay, so that means we want P1, P2, P3, P4, P5, P6, P7, P8. So what you can do is 0.06 plus 0.08 plus 0.17 plus 0.20 plus 0.23 plus 0.08 plus 0.08 plus 0.05. Okay, you will get the same, you will get the answer lah. Now, another way of looking at it is, kalau dia cakap the probability of at least 1, kalau kita mau semua ini, okay, dan I have said this just now, that all the probabilities, all the probabilities, when you add them together, dia mesti sama dengan 1. Okay, kau tengok sampai saya melukis lagi. Okay, all the probabilities must be equal to 1. So kalau you mau cari ini semua, okay, 1 sampai 8 dengan cara shortcut, kamu ambil semua 1 minus, sebab semua adalah 1. 1 minus yang tertinggal lah 0.05. Okay, sebab bakinya adalah daripada 1 sampai 8. Okay, jumlah daripada 1 sampai 8. 1 minus 0.05 will give you 0.95. You do this method or you do this method, you will still get the same answer, 0.95. So, learn to understand how the binomial distribution works and see if there's a shorter way to count this. Because bayangkan, ini adalah daripada graph tau. Bayangkan kalau setiap satu ini kamu mau buat NCR, P pada R, Q kuasa N minus R kan, kamu akan kira sampai ke jana ini. Okay, untuk ini. Sometimes there is a shorter route, there is a shorter way to do it. Tidak payahlah kamu kira sampai 8 kali. kamu kira satu kali saja and then you just minus 1. So learn to manipulate this graph around. Sebab the idea of probability the most important thing lah, okay, dan saya akan tekankan ini sampai saya harap kamu ingat lah. The most important thing in any binomial distribution, dia punya garis semua kan, jumlah kebarangkaliannya mesti sama dengan 1. No matter what the number is, okay, dia punya total probability kan must be equal to 1. Kalau dia tidak sama dengan 1, then something is wrong with your calculation. Okay, it must be equal to 1. Okay, so saya banyak-banyak kali cakap ini okay, because I really want to emphasize this. Because if you can see the idea that the total probability is equals to 1 kan, then this subtopic is actually very easy. Yang paling susah pun saya rasa adalah macam mana mau pakai ini formula saja. Okay, Q n minus R. The most important thing is kenal pasti upper N, upper P dan upper Q, and then you're done. Can one, boleh. Okay, so that is the first thing I want to touch on. Sebab ini berkaitan dengan kamu punya homework kemarin lah. Okay, so saya harap perkataan-perkataan ini at least 4, at most 4, less than 4, more than 4, tolong biasakan diri. You need to understand so that you ask yourself, ini number 4 ni bahkan termasuk atau tidak. Okay, selalu menjadi punca kekeliruan ini. A lot of people always forget whether itu 4 adalah included atau not included. Okay, bahasa Melayu, bahasa Inggeris, same thing. Okay, students will still face the same problem. Now, coming to what we're supposed to learn today, okay, as I said just now, the 3 most important letters in binomial distribution are N, P, and Q. Okay, the value of N is how many tries altogether. Okay, how many level of your tree diagram semuanya. P is the probability of success for one level, and Q is the probability of failure for one level. Jumlah P dan Q mesti sama dengan 1. Okay, so once you know these 3, then you can calculate 2 different things, which is the mean of the distribution and the standard deviation of the distribution. Okay, and this is probably the easiest formula for mean and standard deviation. Cuma jangan keliru dengan mean dan standard deviation yang kamu belajar tahun lepas dalam bab statistik. Statistik is a different story daripada binomial distribution. Ini adalah mean untuk binomial distribution. This is the standard deviation for the binomial distribution. Nothing to do with the frequency, cumulative frequency lah atau apa-apa. Itu tiada kaitan. Okay, so you have to differentiate. Ada 2 formula berlainan untuk mean sudah. Kamu kena tahu situasi mana yang memerlukan kamu menggunakan formula mean yang mana satu. Okay, so the formula for mean, okay, the symbol for mean is mu, okay, equals to N times P. Senang betul kan? Nilai N darab dengan nilai P. The standard deviation formula, sigma, equals to N times P times Q square root. Okay, and by extension, I can say that the variance, okay, sigma squared equals to N times P times Q lah. Okay, ini sebenarnya bukan formula, tapi kalau kamu masih ingat, if you remember the relationship between standard deviation and variance, you know that one is square root, the other one is squared. Okay, so these are the 2 important formulas that I want you to think about today. Okay, N times P is the value of N multiplied by P is the mean, and the value of N multiplied by P multiplied by Q, okay, is the value, and then you square root is the value of the standard deviation. Okay, tetapi macam saya cakap lah, the key thing, okay, benda yang paling utama di dalam binomial distribution, saya mesti tahu apa nilai N, apa nilai P, apa nilai Q. Without these 3 numbers, you cannot calculate the mean or the standard deviation. Okay, now one last thing before banyak betul ni saya mau cakap. Okay, one last thing I want you to notice is that since the mean is NP, and inside the standard deviation formula also there's NP, right? Saya juga boleh cakap bahawa standard deviation, okay, astaga, Standard deviation adalah punca kuasa 2, the mean times Q. Kan? Sebab mean adalah NP. Okay, so ini pun important relationship. Yang tidak diberi di dalam buku, yang tidak diberi di dalam senarai formula. You have to know this. Okay, you have to see the connection. Oh, sini ada NP, sini pun ada NP. So kalau saya masukkan mean, saya boleh cari nilai Q. Okay, so what I want you to do is, I want you to turn to page 67 in your workbook. Okay, and I want you to determine the means, variance, and standard deviation for question number 1, 2, 3, and 4 in page 67. Okay, kalau boleh tolong jangan melihat buku jawapan. Okay, try to do this on your own. As I said before, determine the NPQ. Okay, once you know the NPQ, you can find the mean, standard deviation, and the variance. Okay, I'm going to give you 10 minutes to do this. Sorry, no music. I got to do something else. Okay, 10 minutes. Okay, finish it in 10 minutes. I'll see you in a while. My goodness. Kind of entertainment. But okay, actually the answers, you already have the answers. I just want you to practice finding the mean, standard deviation. And also, although the question is not in there, but I want you to see this relation. Okay, that you can actually put the mean into the standard deviation, sometimes in order to find the value of Q. Okay, also a very commonly asked question. One thing, I want us to standardize this, and I know that some of you, probably number 2, if you follow the answer in this one is 0.6708, right? Okay, I would prefer you to write 671 because as I've said before, kalau dia belum jawapan akhir, jangan bundarkan. Tapi kalau dia sudah jawapan akhir, kasih 3 tempat perpuluhan lah. Okay, I want to kind of standardize this. Okay, so let's take a look at page 68. Okay, we're going to look at a few questions just to see, the problem-solving questions. Yeah, okay. Number one in page 68. Okay, page 68 of your workbook. Okay, question number 1. So this one says 90% of the students who registered for a diploma course finished the course successfully. So for a group of 10 students who registered this year, calculate the probability that all 10 of them are successful. So let's state the NPQ first. So NPQ, N is 10 because there are 10 students that you want to study. Okay, a group of 10 students. The probability of success, success is complete lah. Okay, complete the course successfully. And then they give you 90%. So 90%, when we translate this into probability, will be 90 over 100 or 0.9. Okay, and then the Q is 0.1. Sebab kita tahu jumlah P dan Q mesti sama dengan 1. Ini senang dikira lah. So question is, all 10 of them are successful. There is no at least, there is no at most, there is no more than, there is no less than. All 10 of them saja. Maksudnya saya mau mencari P10. Okay, P, fine lah, you can say Px equals to 10 lah kalau kau betul-betul mau ikut. P10 lah, P10 saja yang kita mau cari. Okay, dan kita tahu bahawa this 10 actually is the letter R. So you have N, you have P, you have Q, and now the question has already given you the value of the R. So you can find the value of the probability quite easily lah. Okay, I'm going to leave this here. Second question is, at least 2 students fail. Okay, let's take a look at this. At least 2 students fail. Now, ini adalah kehendak soalan. Tetapi, the original situation said that the success story is that you complete this one. Tapi sekarang soalan sudah ubah tau. Dia cakap 2 students fail. Now, if in the original question, the success event berlainan daripada in the A, B and question, my suggestion to you lah, okay, my suggestion to you is to change the N. change the P and change the Q. Okay, in this case now, in question B, my success story, okay, my success event is the students fail. Okay, sebab saya mau ikut soalan punya kehendak. Okay, and then the fail event is the student pass. Okay, so that means sekarang saya punya P adalah 0.1, saya punya Q adalah 0.9. So bila dia cakap at least 2 students fail, sekurang-kurangnya 2 students fail, means we want to find P2 plus P3 plus P4 yang fail, okay, yang fail, all the way until P10, which is kind of long lah. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You want to count 9 probabilities and then add them all together. No need. Okay, we use what we understand from 1 minus P0 minus P1. Because we know, daripada 0 sampai 10, okay, from 0 all the way to 10, the total probability is 1. And since I want 2 until 10, I just take out the 0 and I take out the 1, then I have this one lah. Okay, cuma dalam situasi soalan B, okay, mark this down with a star. In question B, because the question asks you for fail, you have to change the P and the Q. Okay, although the P and the Q pada asalnya is, complete is success, fail is failure. Okay, peristiwa berjaya dan peristiwa gagalnya berubah di soalan B. So you need to know that this P and Q can be flexible. It can be changed around depending on what the question wants. Okay, ini sering kali ditanya ni. This is always asked. Question A, the success and fail event can be different from question B. Okay, but the good news is dia kan binomial. So kalau dia bukan begini, dia adalah begini saja. Okay, they will just flip themselves around. So don't worry so much about, oh, okay, there's a third situation. There's no third situation. Okay, it's just you must be very clear. Apakah peristiwa berjaya yang soalan mahu sekarang? Okay, dan dalam soalan B, peristiwa berjaya adalah murid gagal. Okay, peristiwa yang kamu maulah, okay, adalah murid yang gagal. So we always follow the event that the question wants. Okay, so that, learn to be flexible with the P and with the Q. Okay, question number 2. Same thing, the probability that the badminton player wins a match is 4/5. So you have this 4/5 over here. The player is scheduled to play 6 matches. Okay, so calculate this wins. Okay, so that means your success event is win. Your failure event, okay, is lose. So that means 4/5 is our success, 4/5 is our P. Kalau 4/5 is P, kita boleh tahu sudah apa Q. Q is 1/5. And our N now is 6. So question A, wins exactly 4 matches. Ini senang lah, P4 saja. Okay, P4, this is our R. Next one, wins at least 4 matches. Menang sekurang-kurangnya 4 perlawanan. So you're talking about P4 plus P5 plus P6. Kenapa tiada P7? Because hello, paling banyak dia main 6 kali. Okay, saya kecewa ni, France kalah kemarin. Sorry, I don't know why I need to say that. I thought that France would win. Tapi sekali tengok Portugal pula yang menang. Kurang ajar. Okay, number 3. So, sorry, this second question is just to teach you the word at least lah. Remember, at least maksudnya 4 itu termasuk. Okay? Alright, number 3 Number 3 is where I think I will probably answer lah. Now, a farmer observes that the chicken in his farm lays an egg 5 times a week, and the total number of eggs collected each day is 75 on the average. Okay? So find the number of chickens in his farm. So it's like, apa ini? It's like, macam tiada maklumat diberi. All we have is the number 5, and then we have the number 75. And then we want to find the number of chickens on the farm. Okay, so the good news is 75 is actually our average. Okay, dia sudah bagi dalam soalan. 75 is the average. And average dalam bahasa matematik actually is the mean. So that means they are telling you that the mean is 75. Okay, what about this number 5? Okay, tengok betul-betul soalan. Dia cakap, okay, a farmer observes that one chicken in his farm lays an egg 5 times in 1 week. Maksudnya dalam 1 minggu, dia akan bertelur sebanyak 5 kali. This is actually a probability. 5/7. Okay, so is this 5/7 P or Q? You determine it yourself. What is your success event? Success event is lay an egg. That means this is my P. And if 5/7 is my P, my Q will be 2/7. 7. Okay, because my failure event, okay, is no egg. Does not lay an egg lah. So the question now, question A, find the number of eggs, number of chickens in his farm. Okay, kalau kamu diberi mean, diberi P, this obviously is a reference to find the value of N. Okay, dalam erti kata lain, find the value of N. Tetapi, I hope that you have answered enough admaths questions to know that kalau dia bagi soalan jenis macam ni, ini macam soalan free bah dia bagi. Mana ada kan begitu? Ini kan admaths. Okay, kamu mesti fikir sendiri. The number of chickens is represented by the letter N. So, mu equals to NP. 75 equals to N times 5/7. And you will get N is equals to 105. Sebenarnya kamu tengok, look at the calculation. Apa bah ini calculation kan? Tiada juga. What is so difficult about this calculation? There is nothing difficult about this calculation. Yang menjadi susah adalah kalau kamu tidak pandai membaca. Okay? I'm not saying that kamu tidak pandai membaca, tetapi bila kamu membacakan, you forget that you're supposed to understand what you're reading. Kan? Kamu baca saja. Semua orang pandai membaca, tetapi bukan semua orang pandai memahami. Okay, so the idea behind HOTS questions, soalan kebat adalah kamu bukan sahaja disuruh untuk pandai membaca, tetapi kamu kena pandai memahami. Okay, itulah membaca sebenar. Okay, kalau setakat A, Y, A, M, YAM, semua orang pun boleh buat. Tapi mau memahami soalan. Okay, that is the skill that everybody needs to learn. Okay, question B. If a random sample of 10 chickens is selected. Okay, so now dia bagi sudah. N adalah sama dengan 10. Dia bagi N baru. Okay, N baru sudah. N baru adalah 10. Calculate the probability that at least one chicken. Okay, at least one chicken. Okay. Does not lay an egg. Sudahlah dia cakap, does not lay an egg. Astaga, jahat tau kan ni. Okay. At least one chicken does not lay an egg. So now kita punya success sudah berubah. Our success story is does not lay an egg. What is the probability for not laying an egg? Is 2/7. So my P is now 2/7. My Q is 5/7. So dia cakap at least one chicken, sekurang-kurangnya satu ayam, okay, adalah tidak lay an egg. Okay, that means P1 plus P2 plus P3 sampai ke P10, which is crazy people's work. Okay, so we do the terbalik. kita ingat kembali bahawa jumlah kebarangkalian daripada kosong sampai habis mesti sama dengan 1. Okay, so that means this is actually 1 minus P0. Okay, 1 minus P0. And this is so much more simpler lah. Okay, 1 minus n is 10, right? 10C0. Okay, 10C0, 2 over 7 to the power of 0, 5 over 7 to the power of 10. Okay, and then you will get the answer 0.9654. You can actually give 3 decimal places if you want. Okay, but 4 also can. Okay, so all in all, to say that when you answer binomial distribution questions, okay, most of the time, actually not most of the time lah, dalam pengalaman saya, binomial distribution questions kan, soalan nombor 3 ini adalah sangat lazim. Okay, soalan nombor 3 is usually is 5 mark. It's a 5 mark question. Kamu tengok look at the working guys. This one is 2 marks. Okay, this one is 3 marks. It is actually, dia punya calculation kan sebenarnya langsung tidak susah tau. Yang susah adalah memahami soalan. Okay, so how do you build the skill of understanding the question? Watch less TV, play less games, and read more books. That's my advice to you. Orang yang kuat membaca akan lebih senang memahami. Orang yang kuat menengok TV akan lebih senang memahami benda lain. Okay, tazkirah untuk hari ini. Alright, last question number 4. It's true, you know, it's true. It is scientifically proven that people who read more are better at understanding. Okay, and jangan juga kamu cakap membaca SMS atau membaca Facebook post itu adalah membaca. Please, okay, it totally doesn't count. Okay, reading chat is not reading. Okay, this last question, I want you to pay special attention to this. The probability that the shot from a shooter hits the target is 0.6. So, dia cakap hit target is 0.6. Tapi we don't know whether hit the target is a successful or failure event. Okay, soalan belum bagi tahu lagi. Calculate the minimum number of shots that the shooter needs to make so that the probability to hit the target at least one shot is greater than 0.9. Okay, so daripada sini, okay, dia sudah cakap hit the target is success. Okay, dia sudah bagi tahu. Soalan mau kita hit the target. So, P sama dengan 0.6. Immediately you know Q is 0.4. Okay, the question is asking you to find the value of N. Okay, actually that's the question. Dan dia sudah bagi tahu probability probability of at least 1. Okay, at least 1 is equals to 0.9. Now, think back about this. Tadi saya cakapkan, at least 4 means 4 sampai habis. At least 1. At least 1 means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, sampai N. The problem is I don't know what is N. I don't know where is the penghabisan. Okay? But we know, okay, but we know that 1 until the end, bila kita tolak dengan, bila kita campur dengan kosong, the total probability must be equal to 1. And so that means we can say that 0.9 is actually equals to 1 minus P, the probability of 0. Okay, because dari 1 sampai N. Tapi oleh sebab soalan cakap at least 1, soalan tanya minimum. Okay, minimum number. Minimum number means I want this to be more than 0.9. Okay, the probability must be more than 0.9. Okay, so let's put this in. 1 minus, this is NC0. Okay, my probability P equals to 0.6. So 0.6 to the power of 0, 0.4 to the power of N. Okay, is more than 0.9. Now, when we come to here, usually a lot of students will give up lah. Sebab macam mana saya mau cari nilai NC0? Saya tiada N. Okay, so fact of the day. Okay, fakta hari ini. Okay, anything C0 is always equals to 1. Okay, anything C0 is equals to 1. You don't believe? Take out your calculator and you press lah. 100 C0, 200 C0, 3,457 C0. Everything C0 is always equals to 1. Okay, fakta nombor 1. Fakta nombor 2. NC1. Okay, NC, ini pun sering kali ni, selalu orang lupa. NC1. Kalau kamu tidak yakin, tekan saja. 100 C1 is 100. 200 C1 is 200. Shall I continue? 3,457 C1. What do you think? 3,457. So NC1 is N. Okay, last one. NCN. Okay, kalau NCN 100 C100. Okay, is also equals to 1. 200 C200 is also equals to 1. Okay, these are things that by the time you finish permutation and combination, sepatutnya ini kamu sudah tahulah. Okay, so don't forget this. So this is 1 minus NC0 equals to 1. Okay, 1. 0.6 to the power of 0. Shall I also teach you this? Better lah. N to the power of 0 equals to, ini sampai tingkatan 5 pun masih lagi ada orang tidak tahu ni. N to the power of 0 is 1. Anything to the power of 0 is 1. Okay, so be very, tapi anything to the power of 1 is anything lah. Okay, tolong berhati-hati dengan ini ya. These are things that dia macam fakta hidup lah. You have to know this. 0.6 to the power of 0 is 1. So you're left with 0.4 to the power of N. Okay, which is our problem now lah. Okay, so let's settle first. Saya bawa ini pergi sebelah dan saya kasih tukar lah. So 1 minus 0.9 equals to more than 0.4 to the power of N. 0.1. Okay, 0.4 to the power of N. And di sinilah yang kita kena ingat kembali apa yang kita belajar pada tahun lepas. This is logarithm. Okay, so log 10 0.1 more than log 10 0.4 to the power of N. Okay, I'm running out of time, so I need to make this faster. N bawa pergi depan, log 10 0.1 more than N log 10 0.4. Cari nilai dulu. Okay, so log 0.1 is negative 1. Okay, salah. Log 0.1 is negative 1. Okay, and this is log 0.4 is negative 0.39794. Okay, begitulah. So when I move it across, disebabkan saya sedang memindahkan nilai negatif, saya punya ini akan berubah arah. So negative 1 divided by negative 0.3974. 9794. Okay, is this one, N. Therefore, N is more than 2.51. Okay, so that means the minimum number N lebih daripada 2.51. So paling dekat dengan 2.51 tetapi lebih, okay, is number 3. Okay, this is probably this is a 5-mark question. Okay, just let you know, this whole thing is a 5-mark question. Ini semua ni, ini 5 markah. Okay, and the reason why it is 5 marks is because dia punya banyak benda yang kamu kena ingat lah daripada last year chapter 4. Okay, yang index dan log. Even this one yang kita jawab tadi. Okay, the one with the easy calculation the pengiraan yang senang ini, kau tengok. Ini kan, ini pun 5 markah ni, tetapi dia terbahagi kepada 2 bahagian lah. Tapi kau tengok, dia punya pengiraan sangat senang. Okay, but these are 2 very commonly asked type of questions when we're talking about problem solving in binomial distribution. Okay, so what I want you to do over this weekend is obviously to answer exercise questions lah. Okay, to give this a try because I think it's very important. Okay, it's very important that you do this. Okay, here we go. Page, who is taking photo of this today? Page 164. Okay, self-exercise 5.9, question number 2 and number 3. Okay, page 165. Hold on. Okay, 165, formative exercise 5.2. Okay, question number 5, 6, 8, and 9. Yeah, 5, 6, 8, and 9. Okay, question number 5, 6, 8, 9. Whoever is taking photo, myself take a photo of this lah. Okay. All right. Okay, sorry, I have to go off for my next class. So actually that's it for binomial distribution. I just have to evaluate and see whether saya mau pergi kepada subtopik seterusnya atau saya mau menjawab soalan ala SPM dahulu lah. Okay, I will let you know in Monday's class. Okay, but I will send you a handout. Okay, I'm going to send you a handout in our group that will be used for the next subtopic. Okay, so I would like you, if you can, please print out this handout because you will need to know how to use it. Oh no, my goodness, it's so difficult. Okay. But yeah, I will teach you how to use this particular handout. We need the handout and make sure that if you can, jaga itu handout sebab jadual itu handout jadual itu you will definitely need to use it for a long time lah. Okay, all right. So if there's nothing else, let me stop the recording. I will see you all next week. Have a good weekend, everybody.
Thank you, sir.
Take care.
Bye.
Thank you, sir.